Hello and welcome back to another episode of Leading the Way right here on my TV. I'm your host, Jacquee Speight. And this evening we are in Sigatoka and we have the wonderful opportunity of speaking with the brilliant mind behind this business, which she's going to explain to you about, Christine Pranjivan. Christine,
Hello,
thank
Jacquee.
you so much for agreeing to speak with us.
Thank you for reaching out and giving me this opportunity.
Oh, the honor is all ours. So, can you please introduce yourself to the viewers? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Vala, my name is Christine. I'm 31 years of age. I'm a mom of 5. I have 2 boys on the spectrum. I've recently just moved back home to Sigatoka, where all this has started again for me. It's good to be home, and glad that I'm able to provide something for my town as well.
You know, Christine, it's for me, and I know for many others, it's honestly inspiring to see a stay-at-home mom wearing many hats. What sparked this whole journey into starting your own business?
Well, so prior to this, I was based in Suva, working one of the best jobs I've ever gotten probably in my career in service. And my mom had been sick for a while, and then I noticed my dad had been having a hard time because it was just the 2 of them, but finding means to support them as well had been quite a struggle. He had started off his food business, but the one thing that lacked was the support, the help that he needed. And even though I was working, and it was my husband and I were both working, we were able to support our kids. Being the oldest, being the only daughter, my heart was always at home. And every time when I came back to Sigatoka, it was always hard to go back to Suva, especially for my children.
Of course.
They're very close to my parents, especially my oldest, because he spent most of his small toddler years with them here. And so an incident happened, which I can't really divulge much into, that triggered me having to say, okay, even though we're going financially well here, I need to move back home because my parents needed me. We moved back spontaneously. I resigned from work, and I didn't know where or how we were going to do it, because I've got, like as any other person living in Fiji, when you're working, you have payments, especially when you're moving to a new home and you're taking out things and you're paying for them gradually. Those expenses started to build. We have a car as well, because being a mom of 5 and like having 5 children, one thing we found difficult in Suva was trusting our kids enough on the bus, especially on the spectrum. So my husband had to do a lot of dropping to school and picking them up. It was a privilege for us. Not many parents, not many children have that privilege. But my son falls off to sleep on the school bus, so we had to make the choice where it was always pick and drop.
Yeah.
When you work, you have to get somebody to look after your kids, and that's an added expense. So most of that was stretched out according to that, and I couldn't really send much home. And even though like we've moved back, of course that's one income short, I'm blessed that I am able to do stuff like this, being able to craft, because it helps me as well in terms of my mental health.
Right.
For someone that struggles with her mental health.
Yes.
A lot of us here, especially in the workforce, we tend to switch off the mental health button.
Oh yeah.
And then when we hit
once you hit rock bottom,
yes, that's
and
it.
you're forced into a space,
you don't know where to turn to, and I had that. And I was lucky enough, my husband was like, okay, if your mental health is really affected now and you really miss mom and dad, I think the option is to just move back home.
go home.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up doing cake toppers again. I did it on the side in Suva, but I didn't really have much of a time if you're working 9 to 5 and then full mom at home, the upkeep of home. So it all panned out from there. How are we going to pay those extra bills?
So when did this all start? Making the cake toppers, making the bookmarks.
So cake toppers I started during COVID.
Right.
Just after COVID. I was working for a business coach back in the States, so working from home. Basically, you can find any job on the internet.
That is true.
I took that to my advantage. It was paying well. It helped with the bills while I was at home. But she had to let me go for some of she was moving overseas, and I think some of the changes with her business aspect. And so I had to think fast and be like, okay, our rent here is expensive, living in Suva. How are we going to pay for it? And then we invested in a cricket machine, which at that time TikTok had just started, so people were posting their videos. I was like, I can do that. And I'm like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
The software is there and you can just basically learn on its own.
Where did you purchase the cricket machine?
So I was lucky. My brother-in-law had, we sent him the payments and he sent it over with some of the stuff for us at home.
Yes.
And I had got it because they don't sell it here.
Right.
Unfortunately. So he sent it over and I used that machine for about a year or two.
Yeah.
Then that's around the time my mom wasn't well as well. So she was with us. So I was looking after her, the kids, and then slowly doing this as well. And then I was lucky enough to work with Waka for their t-shirts.
Yes.
And they had me on with merchandising. So I literally did every single thing you could think of to actually help my husband at home. So printing t-shirts to selling their merch for them and shipping it, so logistics, you name it, I was able to do. And not just that, I did research as well.
Yes.
So, and transcribing, which I had to teach myself. There's a lot of online courses that you can take. Some are for free, and that's how I basically got all the skills that I've got today.
So tell us, before we go into the break, what is the name of your business and how did you come up with the name?
Okay, so Gypsy's Craft Studio is the actual name for my crafting. Gypsy is a nickname my uncle, my Momo Lele, gave me from when I was little, because whenever he would call home to ask for me, I was never home.
Like a gypsy.
My grandmother would have me going to Raki where they were in Niurua, or we'll be in Suva, or basically all over the place. So that was his nickname for me as a little girl, and he's the only one in our family that calls me that. So that name has always stuck, because everybody knows me as Tina. And with the TikTok side, the branding of Tropic Life is basic uncensored, is because I wanted people to see Fiji for Fiji and not Fiji as only just the tourist destination. To see the struggles that people actually face here with the cost of living, the prices, something that I'm looking to divulge in more in the near future.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to continue this wonderful conversation we're having with Christine and her business, which is Tropic Life Uncensored. So stay with us right here on Leading the Way on MyTV.
Program is brought to you by the Fiji National Provident Fund, securing your future, and supported by Niurua.
Good evening and welcome back to Leading the Way right here on MyTV, and tonight we're speaking with the wonderful Christine of Tropic Life Uncensored. So Christine, you've told us about how it all started, where the journey began. Now let's get into the many hats that you wear. You've already explained to us, you own the business, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a daughter, you know, you wear all of these hats. How do you find the balance between all of these roles and your business pursuits?
I'm gonna be honest, there's no balance. It's basically what the day brings, what you get. Okay, I can write a schedule. There's no way I'm sticking to it. Something happens all the time, and like it's unplanned from the morning. So like someone with ADHD and not having that schedule or routine or whatever, it just rocks the boat, I tell you. So I have a book I started. There was an influencer on TikTok who has ADHD as well. She's like, write a list and just cross it off.
Right.
And like with my mindset, you literally see everything in the house that needs to be done, and you're trying to figure out, where do I start?
Right.
And she's like, cut off everything else and just focus on one, which is the hardest thing to do, especially when you have somebody shouting on the side like they need something. And the first task everyone is just get my kids to school, and then I can just conquer everything else or whatever I can do in the day, and not being upset when I can't complete it all. That's hard, but I have to understand that that's going to happen. So there are days where it's just housework in the day, and then I have to wait till my kids are asleep at night, and then I'm working on orders.
Right.
Or like if one of them is sick, then it's just sometimes all-nighters. And like when my husband is here in Singapore, it helps.
Yes.
But his work is in Suva, so it's always a lot of back and forth whenever he's here. It helps a lot, like especially because they go like, okay, they can go to dad because I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
And then like the list helps, but sometimes it's basically no balance. There is no balance at all. I don't know how.
You just go with it as it comes.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you handle tough days or setbacks in your business journey?
So my husband and I call this day, well, I have Thursdays. It's my meltdown Thursday.
We have a
I'll
name.
Sit after hanging the clothes. I'll sit outside and I'll cry, and that's like, it helps me. After that, cry,
I love
and I'm
that you've
like,
normalized
okay.
it.
Yeah. So I cry. I have my cry, or I'm in the shower and I have my
Yeah.
breakdown. I'll call him in Suva and I'll be like, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, okay, just breathe, walk. And I go for a walk to the road and I walk back, and then I'm fine, and it's back to normal. Everything else.
And that's all everyone needs.
Yeah, so I have
Just a
a
little-
meltdown Thursday.
I love a good cry, and I think everyone should be encouraged to have a good cry when they
yeah,
need
it
to.
does help. People see it as a sign of weakness. I don't,
It's not.
because if you don't deal with your emotions,
It just means you're human and you
other
have
things will affect
emotions.
you, yeah.
You know? So your product range is quite diverse. Are you able to share with the viewers exactly what you do and what
Okay.
you have on offer?
Sure. So I make cake toppers for birthdays, events, you name it, photo props that you use the stick with. So if you've got like a wedding coming up and you need fun sayings for a photo prop, I make them as well. These are all custom made. So I have something in the pipeline that I would share now. I'm trying to build like a website so it's easier for cake shops across Fiji. It doesn't matter where you are, where you can just order your cake decor supplies, your crafting supplies. That's one thing that lacks here in Fiji. There are other crafters that have a hard time finding their supplies.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do coming up soon, in a
Yeah.
few more months' time. And once it's live, I'll be happy to share it with everyone.
That's amazing. So I was on your page and I noticed that you use Amazon and Etsy.
Yes.
Are you able to share with us why you've chosen those two platforms? And is it easy for other entrepreneurs locally to register as well for it?
So Etsy, it is quite difficult for us here. I had to stop using Etsy because they will not pay out in Fiji. And that's one of the challenges people in the Pacific face,
Yes.
getting your stuff out there in the open. Now with Amazon, if you're looking to publish coloring books, storybooks, you can basically do anything with AI now, as long as you have the right prompts. Put the books together with Canva, and you can upload it on what's called a KPD, and publish it. And what you social media people, we have a lot of negative towards social media, but there's a lot of positive as well, and that's basically boosting organically what it is you've created. And you're probably only going to have one viewer, two at a time, but that one viewer can be intrigued by what you've got, and they'll inbox you straight away. And that
All it
helps,
takes is one person.
because you're gonna have a lot of setbacks, especially
Yes.
with using like stuff like Amazon. But you can use stuff like Pinterest and create a pin, and anybody across the world can purchase from Amazon. And hopefully we get more stuff like this for us here in Fiji, where there's a platform that's easier for artisans or people that like to write or draw to sell their art. Because PayPal is the only way that they can be paid here in the Pacific. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. You know, as I'd mentioned to you, I came across one of your videos on TikTok, right? That's how I found you. And it was just that one video. Just listening to how you were speaking about your product. Apart from that, you were talking about the day you were having. And I loved it because you were simply being yourself. There was nothing airy about it. There was no glitz, no glamour. It was just you trying to make this cake topper. I feel that makes you so relatable to people because of your authenticity. Okay, so how is being real and unfiltered, see, tropic life uncensored, now we're saying unfiltered, help you connect with your audience and grow your brand further?
It's a funny story. That was actually one of my most successful videos. I didn't expect for it to blow up. I literally just finished hanging the clothes and I was like, okay, I need orders to pay the bills this week. How am I gonna get it? I was like, okay, fine. Maybe they see what I'm making. And that day my machine played up 3 times.
We could hear it in your voice.
The cuts were not going how they were supposed to be going, and I was like, at this point, I was about to throw my machine outside.
Could see that too, yes.
But then I was like, okay, never mind. The good thing about TikTok is you can just cut wherever you feel like you need to cut, and so a lot of things had to be cut because the language wasn't so appropriate for
very colorful.
And after making it, that was an order that was being picked up that afternoon. I had to walk about 3 minutes to the main road with all the cows going fast and the goats going fast, and I'm dodging like literally to get there. And I was like, oh, I think this way, moving back to Singapore, I'm really gonna lose weight. This is good for my fitness journey as well. I like how the customers light up when they get their cake toppers, because you can keep them after the event, and it goes on the sideboard.
And they've all found you on TikTok. It's all TikTok, because of you being...
Word of mouth as well. Oh, my cousin ordered from you. Can you make this for me? I was like, yes. And like, the hardest thing is people understanding the cost, because there's a lot of cost into making them, right? The materials, bringing them in from whoever. Like I go to bookshops, literally hunt into secondhand shops looking to find something that's unique, that's different, that they would like. And that's also like travel
part of the
costs,
challenges.
Yeah. Especially being in a small town like Singapore, not everything is accessible.
True.
So when my husband comes from Suva, he brings down...
There's a long list.
I need this. He goes, I'm coming by van. How am I going to bring this? But I'm like, oh, but him, by hook or by crook, he always brings it back. So I'm grateful for him. He helps me a lot, especially with my crafting. He drives me to Nandi when I have to do an errand run on the weekend.
Amazing. You have a wonderful support system.
I do. And my kids are like, oh, mommy's making something else. And they go, my birthday's coming. I'm just like, your birthday just finished. Another one is next year. Yeah, but the theme is...
That's wonderful.
It saves cost as well, because I get to make their stuff for them. And it brought out the business side in my daughter and my son, because my kids are like, we want to go on the big plane. And I'm like, you need money to go on the big plane.
So it's become motivation.
So they go outside and like, my son goes, I can pick the chilies from the tea tree and sell that. And then they're like, but we use that at home.
They're inspired.
Yeah, so
they're inspired.
My daughter likes to come to me on market days, so I just started doing the Knox market, night market. Yes. So I had to stop for a while because my son was doing preps for church. And so now that's all done, I'll be back in Suva twice a month now.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to be back in Suva at the Knox night markets. Is it night markets?
Yeah, so we have the Domoda City night market, and then there is the monthly one on Sundays, the bowling club night, the day market.
Make sure you go and find Christine at these markets. But stay with us, because we're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have more to talk about the business that she's doing, the family that she's raising, and life in general, right here on Leading the Way on MyTV.
The program is brought to you by the Fiji National Provident Fund, securing your future, and supported by Niurua.
Welcome back to Leading the Way right here on MyTV. I'm your host, Jacquee Speight, and tonight, as I've been mentioning earlier, we are here in beautiful Singatoka, and we have the amazing opportunity to speak with the super talented Christine of Tropic Life Uncensored. If you have not come across her business, be sure to hop onto TikTok, maybe now while you're watching the show, after you're watching, and look up her page, Tropic Life Uncensored, to see the wonderful work that she's been doing. But Christine, we've talked about the family, we've talked about the challenges, we've talked about how this all started. Now I just want to know, who has been your greatest source of support and mentorship in growing your business?
So my biggest supporter, because one thing about someone with ADHD is you have different projects that pop up in your head. It's spontaneous.
You want to do them all.
My husband, he puts up with it all. He's like, so something else today? Yes, we have to do this. And if I don't do it, I'll be like lying down, it'll tick at me until I actually get something done. So it's definitely him. He has been there through the past 11 years dealing with all these different changing ideas, changing concepts. And only one person in my whole life has ever kept me grounded, and that's my dad. He can humble me as soon as, just as a flick of a finger, he'll just say one thing and I'm like,
yeah, I think all parents have that gift.
My mom has always been major supportive with everything I do, but my dad always keeps me grounded. He's like, slow down, you're going too fast. Wait, you can get there. We'll get there slowly, step by step, and that's my dad. He may come across as blunt for some, but I don't think I would have gone so far without my parents. They've put up with all my meltdowns, my tantrums, my changing life
Colorful
choices.
life.
Yes, from some things that everyone goes through it, some things that I'm not so proud of. But they've still taken me in, despite not reaching goals the right how most people would. I've gone the uncultured way of doing things, very backward, but
look at where you are now.
I try not to let that get me down.
Yeah.
I think one thing I learned from my dad too is you can fail as many times as you can, but you have it's the standing up again and carrying on and doing something else to keep going that has really got me by.
Yeah.
So I've got his way and my mom's work ethic sometimes.
I love it. You know, you recently wrote a book.
Yes.
And that's something that also piqued my interest when I was on your profile. So you recently wrote a book. Are you able to tell us about it?
So thanks, Jackie. The book's called, so it's about my son, Joseph. And it's about him having autism, but it's for kids. It's a book for kids. Now, one thing, being a parent with autistic children, I've noticed a lot of kids don't understand that there are different kids out there. There are other kids with different abilities. Whose mindset works different from them, and so this storybook is a storybook in a set of series that I plan to work on, explaining the different challenges someone with autism has. And I've been inspired by a lot of people, a lot of parents with children on the spectrum. We have Patricia, Naisara, all these lovely ladies with children, and that have to go through day-to-day experiences living in Fiji with your child on the spectrum. The hardest thing is society acceptance and the facilities that is there to cater for their needs as well. My mom, she brought his autism to my attention because his speech was delayed. There were a lot of other things contributing to that. She helped with him going for his therapy when he needed to go for his speech therapy, all that. My parents played a major role. And as someone who has seen it firsthand, I noticed the one thing that's hard for a lot of parents especially is the cost of food that they can eat, because children with autism, they
special
have
diets,
they can probably just want to eat Weet-Bix morning, lunch, afternoon. It's because of the texture of the food. And if they have dairy allergies, almond milk is super expensive.
Almond milk is super expensive. Soy milk, expensive.
That got me on the side business as well, because like the cost of these stuff during COVID, it cost an arm and a leg. And so I sold children's storybooks because doors were closed. Parents would buy, and I'd ship them across Fiji because they had nothing else to entertain their kids being home that long.
Right.
And so seeing Joseph, my son, seeing George, my two boys, the struggle they face, especially with George in school, trying to get kids to understand that he doesn't play the way most kids would play. There are days where he'll just curl up in the corner and just want to be by himself, or days where he'll mingle with other kids. It's just that story. I hope to one day have it published here so that it can be in schools where kids can actually understand that the child sitting next to them, their mind works different.
They're special.
That they're gifted in that way. They see colored and we see black and white.
That is wonderful. And what is the name of the book and how can people purchase it?
Okay, so at the moment it's only on Amazon. I am working to get it published here. So I've been looking around, and the series is called Joseph's Journey. So book 1 is out, but I will be putting up the ebook soon, because a lot of people have devices, they can just get that out.
Yes.
The book's called Joseph's Superpower. It talks about him and his autistic experience. It's more of a rhythmic book where children can rhyme with it. It's something that they can memorize or think about when they actually come across a kid, whether they're non-verbal or verbal on the spectrum. There's different levels on the spectrum, and hopefully a lot of kids will enjoy the book. And it's the illustrations, my husband and I took a long time. I look forward to all the other books, but hopefully, fingers crossed, by December I have them in print copy here in Fiji.
That sounds amazing. I wish you all the very best with that.
Thank you.
To wrap up this episode, this wonderful conversation that we've had with you that I just know so many viewers are going to love. Do you have any parting words, any advice you'd like to share with moms who may be sitting at home right now watching this and thinking, maybe I need to start up something on the side? Any words of advice for starting up a craft business from home?
Just do it. There's nothing, you're gonna come across those doubts in your head. People are gonna be like, oh, you can't do that. Only person that can make you do something is you, despite all the negative comments that you'll receive from people around you that be like, why are you leaving your work to do something that's ridiculous? Or you can't, you have to focus on your kids. Don't do that. You're wasting your time. Do it. Just go ahead. A video I watched once said, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because that way, if you divulge into many things, you're always going to have income coming from anywhere, whether it be from your custom orders or from something else you're selling. Like we just started selling food in the night now. So like there's always going to have to be a way to earn. You can make it no matter what you do. Go collect shells, wash them, pack them in the bags. Crafters will buy them. There's a way to earn for everybody, and you just have to find a solution to a problem that's in your local community or within Fiji, and there's endless possibilities that's out there for you.
That's some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Christine,
Thank you,
for
Jacquee.
doing this show with us, for agreeing to meet with us, even after there was some hesitant back and forths. But I am so thankful. You've had a powerful, powerful message to share with our viewers, which I'm so thankful for, honestly. And to those of you who are watching, if you wish to get in touch with Christine, you can find her on...
So you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. So Gypsy's Craft Studio on Instagram, and then Tropic Life, based on the branding we have here.
Tropic Life Uncensored on TikTok. So there you have it. Get in touch with her. Follow her socials on Instagram and TikTok. And maybe you'll find something that you would like to order, that you'd like to have made. Reach out to her, or just follow her content. Support her business. Hit like, share, so that it gets out. Word gets out about the work that she's doing. That's all you have to do. Again, until the next episode of Leading the Way right here on my TV, I'm Jacquee Speight. Thank you for joining us.
Program is brought to you by the Fiji National Provident Fund, securing your future, and supported by Niurua.